years, my wife decided, my life in this work, this Gurdjieff and Spinoza work, after 8 years, my wife got tired of it. She says, I missed my friends. I missed going out to the restaurants. I'm missing the life that I enjoyed before this group, because the group was our life. And I found that I thrived in it. I loved it. And I said, well, I'm going to stay, and I knew if I'm going to stay and you're going to leave, we're going to have to separate, eventually divorce. And that's what happened. It wasn't an easy thing, and my God, it took me 2 years to get over the loss of my wife, my ex-wife. Because even though we had, we were asleep, we had habits, and many of those habits were good, but also there were a lot of bad habits, a lot of bad patterns, confused patterns that I think that I would become even more like my father. I wouldn't be surprised if I would probably abuse my wife if I hadn't this kind of work that would change me. Because when we're frustrated and we don't know, have an idea about self-observation, self-improvement, coming to more sense of I, we don't have that path and direction. The emotions and the eyes that have control of us will dictate what we learn in our environment. If there was abuse, we're going to be abusive. And unless you go to therapy. Therapy, and I think fear is another motivating thing. If you do this, this is going to happen. So if there's a big fear in you, if you did something, they'll control your emotions, but you don't understand it. And this is why Gurdjieff is a stepping stone. Gurdjieff shows us the state of humanity, very confused, asleep state. So what we want to do is wake up the intuitive intelligence. I mentioned about the idea of journaling. Oh, and another thing is the idea of internal considering. You see, I've got some notes here. Internal considering. The idea of internal considering is that we're constantly, as I was reading Gurdjieff again, I'm always reading Gurdjieff because I find over and over again new things in Gurdjieff, new insights and new realities. And the idea of internal considering is that we're always feeling, first of all, it comes from a feeling of emptiness, internal considering, a feeling of inferiority. So we have this emptiness in ourselves. And so we're always trying to fill it. So we're always looking for approval outside. We don't have our own approval, so we're looking for our approval, external approval from outside. We're looking for people to honor us, respect us. We want people to pay attention to us, to love us, to take care of us. We want people to consider us. So that we have this constant monologue, this dialogue of, how am I? How do people see me? Am I influencing enough people to be attracted to me? And so this is a very, very confused state of being. And I would say that this is what Gurdjieff talks, internal considering. And the idea of external considering is when you really consider another individual humanly, objectively. We see another individual, we try to help them improve. We consider their state. How can we make life better for them? This is external considering. Now, I would say that the group, again, is paramount in self-discovery. Self-mastery is the goal, one of the goals, and ultimately a sense of I, a consciousness of who we are, truly are, and applying and coming to our intuitive intelligence. Again, you can find us, our group on Spinoza, livingspinoza.com, and I hope to hear from you. You may want to join one of our groups or meeting, or give me an email, give me a call, send me an email, and you may have a question.